Started. At least I know how to do that. Welcome, you guys. Thanks for coming. I just want to get started with why I'm doing this, why I'm doing Zooms. I'm going to be doing Zoom calls for probably every Tuesday night. It'll be Tuesday nights at 7. I'm going to start with Oils 101, and then we'll do like Thieves, Ningxia. There's a kids class, a CBD class. There's like 25 that I got in this book. So I'm going to just kind of go through them one by one, and so we can all learn together and kind of learn how to use oils, how to be healthy, how that we can be the healthiest we can be for the times that we're in right now. So I don't know about you, but 5 years ago, I was the one that always got the sickest in the house. I was the sickest. I had the most surgeries. It was like every couple of years, there was something happening, some kind of acute or chronic illness that I had. And I couldn't take it anymore. And there's something had to change. And one of the things that's changed was I started to focus on how to be healthy and learning how to be healthy from somebody that knew how to do it. And I also started investing my time and money into being healthy. And I don't know if you guys know about the law of focus, but the law of focus is what you focus on, you get more of. So if you're focusing on being healthy, investing money into being healthy, you're going to get healthier. It's just the way it works. It's like if you go to school and you learn something, you go to college and you learn how to do whatever you go to college for. You get a good job, you focus on doing that, and that's what happens at the end. And if you focus on getting a new car, it's what, a red Yukon or something like that. Once you focus on it, you start seeing them everywhere. I was like, so what you focus on, you see more of. It's just the way the law works. So that being said, let me see. What was the next thing on my list I want to talk about? All right. I'm going to do Zooms Tuesday nights, 7 o'clock. And the book I'm using is called Game Plan Script Book. It's a Game Plan Script Book. It's written by Sarah Harnish. The video of Oils 101, that's who made that video, if you guys have seen that before. And she just came out with this book and the workbook for this. It's a really good book. It has so much information and it is like super thick. So there's 25 classes in here. There's 2 bonus scripts and there's 7 different protocols in here. So if you want to get this book, it's really, really good. But I'm going to go through some of it, but it might be nice to have on hand. So the first one that I decided to do is the colds and flus, since that seemed the most relevant to October, or it's almost October. So, all right. And Sarah Harnish is a mother of 7 kids. She also has a really good story. She healed her migraines, which were actually small brain bleeds that she was having. And she did that totally with food. And then after she healed her migraines with food, she started to then further look into the different things in her house and cleaning out the chemicals and stuff in her home. So it was safe for her and her family. So she has been very diligent in doing that. And she has written a really good information here on colds and flu. So I'm just going to read that. So I am ready to get started. So everything you've ever known about healing the body from colds and flus is likely completely wrong, unless you were raised in a holistic house. Most of us have been trained to pop a pill, chug a sugary electrolyte drink filled with dyes, or drink a corn syrup laden soda pop. We'd be advised to chomp on salty crackers, warm up chicken noodle soup from a can, and go on the brat diet: bread, rice, applesauce, and toast. We go to the drugstore and snag some cough syrup with a week's worth of sugar in it. And sugar actually feeds the bad bacteria, making us sick. We'd eat gluten, sugar, corn syrup, and processed food in hopes of fueling our body with things that offer no nutrition. How can our body get on its feet when we are punching it in the liver? There are many, many ways of getting the human body to a place where it wins the war against a bacteria or virus. I'm not going to pretend to know every natural method out there. If you've been told one thing and it doesn't have sugar or a processed ingredient in it, I'd say go for it. I just want to put a little helpful guide together for you of what I personally do when my kids come down with a cold or flu. Because the truth is that when illness hits, we want simple. We're overloaded. If you have a guide in front of you, it takes away the guesswork. Oils are a part of that picture, but honestly, it's only a small part. Most of the healing starts with food. With that said, let's take a look at what's inside the average canned chicken soup. How many of you as kids ate chicken noodle soup?
Oh yeah, big time. Once you can start getting it down.
Yeah. So chicken stock. It also has enriched pasta, which has wheat flour, egg whites, wheat protein isolate, niacin, ferrous sulfate, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, and folic acid. Enriched means that it's fake and it contains synthetic vitamins. It also has carrots, chicken meat, chicken fat, salt, modified food starch, potassium chloride. This reacts negatively with medications. Monosodium glutamate, commonly heard of as MSG. This is an excitotoxin that can cause harmful neurological effects. Chicken flavor, this is synthetic and taxes the liver. Maltodextrin, this spikes sugar and can cause allergic reactions, weight gain, gas, bloating, rashes, and asthma. That one I didn't know. That one surprised me. Water, dehydrated mechanically separated chicken. This is the poultry equivalent of pink slime, which is a term used for lean, finely textured beef. Chicken is put through machines that strip off the meat, then put through a sieve. Then it's treated with a paste or slurry of ammonium hydroxide to destroy bacteria. They have to add artificial flavoring to cover the slurry taste. Vegetable oil. Unsaturated fats in this oil, when heated, oxidize and are dangerous to body tissues. They trigger inflammation and can make blood vessel plaques unstable enough to cause a heart attack. Flavoring. This includes a solvent and a preservative that make up 80 to 90% of the volume. It also has yeast extract, cornstarch. 90% is from genetically modified corn, dehydrated chicken broth, sugar. This can contains 3 or 4 days worth of sugar in a single can. Beta carotene for color, dehydrated onions, soy protein isolate. Soy is bad for the endocrine system. Soy protein isolate contains estrogenic properties. The process that is used to make it means you're also consuming aluminum and hexane. That is like bathing in toxic bath oil. The spray drying method used for soy can form nitrites, compounds that form carcinogens in the body. 90% of soybeans are genetically modified. It is a high allergen food. Sodium phosphate. This raises phosphate to unhealthy levels. It's linked with heart disease, decreased bone density, premature aging, kidney issues, and early death. Disodium inosinate. This can cause a burning sensation on the skin, especially around the mouth. It's used as a flavor enhancer. Disodium inosinate comes from yeast extract. So if you have a candida overgrowth, it can lead to more growth. Disodium guanylate. This metabolizes as purines, which are compounds that raise uric acid levels in your body. An acidic body is a sick body. Lactic acid, flavoring, soybean oil, soy lecithin. Remember those notes about soy that we just talked about? It also has dehydrated chicken, onion extract, and garlic extract. So is that what you want to put in your body when you're ill? We have to start rethinking what the body needs and untraining ourselves on all the training we've had in our lifetime. We have been programmed to grab something off the shelf and run with it because it's likely something our parents used. You can keep doing that. Just read the label first. If it's got sugar, gluten, dairy, dyes, soy, MSG, fake vitamins, or synthetic ingredients, put it back down. We know that all of those things will make the body work hard. But what it really needs to be doing is working hard to fight off the bacteria or virus, not fighting the food we should be giving it as nourishment. When my kids had a rotten cold several years ago, I took them in for a checkup. My doctor walked in holding a Diet Coke and recommended a common cough syrup. When I went to purchase it, the first 3 ingredients were forms of sugar. I took it back to him and asked, "Why did you recommend this? We know sugar feeds the bad bacteria that's making you sick," he said. He said, "I don't know, it's just what we recommend." I have a lot of respect for the medical world. I'm glad it's there, and I will never stop being thankful for our frontline workers saving lives every single day. But I'm also a mom that believes in reading labels. I refuse to give my child something simply because it's what we recommend, when it's a heavier dose of sugar than I give them in half a week. It's not a good answer for me. Have the discernment to know if the recommendation is solid or not. Not every doctor is well versed in nutrition. And nutrition is your front line of defense when a cold or flu strikes your house. All right, this is what I do. Number 1, cut off foods that will prevent the body from healing, primarily sugar, gluten, and dairy. Dairy stimulates the mucus glands to produce more mucus. Sugar feeds bad bacteria and causes them to multiply. Gluten contains a lot of sugar. More than 18 million Americans are sensitive to gluten and should not even have it in their regular diet. 1 bite of gluten can stay in the body for 3 days. If you eat 2 bites of gluten a week, you could develop a perpetual gluten intolerance. Number 2, add foods to speed healing. Eat foods like garlic, onion, fermented foods, and bone broth. My favorite site for fermented foods is culturesforhealth.com. I love the water kefir with a whole lemon and 7 cuttings of ginger in each quart-sized jar. Cultures you grow on your counter are much more potent than what you can buy at the store. While we're talking food, the superfood for sickness is bone broth. So number 3, how to make bone broth. Have you made bone broth before, you guys?
No.
Dawn, have you made bone broth?
I've done chicken broth.
So how to make it. It is so simple to make. You get an organic chicken, you roast it and eat the meat. Put the bones in an Instant Pot for 2 hours or a crock pot for 12 hours with filtered water and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to pull the marrow out of the bones. Season it with salt, 1 tablespoon, and pepper, 1 teaspoon per gallon of broth. Do not add things to the broth like noodles, potatoes, or rice. Bone broth is a full meal in and of itself. If you simply sip the broth, it will help heal the body. It is important that bones are organic without any GMOs, pesticides, hormones, or antibiotics. Okay. Number 4, add supplements to support the immune system. And some people might ask why Young Living supplements. And the reason I use Young Living supplements is because they were one of the only things that worked for me. One of the only things that helped me feel better when I was feeling my worst. And I noticed when I quit taking them that I don't feel as good. I've never really had that before when I took a vitamin. I never noticed when I quit taking them. So also, Young Living supplements are infused with essential oils. Why is that cool? There was a study done on the supplement multigreens with and without essential oils. Without oils, the body's blood absorption rate was 42% in 24 hours. With oils, it increased to 86% in 1 hour. That's a huge difference. The conclusion was that the cells were now receiving nutrients that they had previously not been able to assimilate. That's why you want supplements infused with oils. They are tiny molecularly. They carry the good stuff from the supplements through your body. It's not about oils or supplements healing the body. It's about using them as a tool to carry good things to the cells to support systems in the body, then letting the body do its own healing as it was created to do. Okay, my favorite supplements for colds and flus are Ningxia Red, which is the antioxidant drink that Young Living has. I take 2 to 4 ounces of that every single day. And it's the easiest one to get my kids to take and my husband. Because some of my kids don't like to use oils. They just don't. And they would take a little bit of juice and they drink it every single day, and I wouldn't have to twist their arm to do it. And I wouldn't have to pour it for them. They'd take it right out of the fridge and do it themselves. So that's one thing my teenage daughter will do every single day. So that's why I like that one. It has made a huge difference. Okay, and ImmuPro. I don't know if any of you have used this one. This contains zinc and selenium, which provides exceptional immune support when combined with a healthy lifestyle and adequate sleep to provide for the body's needs. It has the, what is it? Melatonin in it too. So it's like a chewable, like right before you go to bed. So I like that too. It helps you fall asleep, especially when you're sick and you don't feel good. You want to sleep. This is an excellent one to take. The super vitamin D. It's highly absorbable, vegan friendly, synthetic free, and fast dissolving in a mixed berry flavored tablet. It supports the body's respiratory and immune system. I don't know if I have that one. Oh, I do. I have it here. It's chewable, so you just it kind of melts on your tongue, and it tastes kind of berry. It's really good. My sister, she was here last weekend on Saturday. She never knew that it was chewable. She was swallowing it. So funny. Whatever. And Super C. This one, I like Super C. They have that in the capsules, and it's in chewable form too. So that's kind of nice too. So Young Living.
Yes.
Yep.
Is the Super C the yellow one? Is it yellow? Really, really yellow?
Yeah, it's yellow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a round capsule. Well, it's not round, but it's like an oblong. Can you see it?
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep.
Feel awkward trying to get that on video. Yep. So vitamin C is one of the most important vitamins the body needs. This comes in a chewable and tablet. Both types are fortified with rutin, citrus bioflavonoids, and minerals to balance electrolytes and enhance the effectiveness and absorption of vitamin C in the body. Vitamin C cannot be manufactured by the body, so it's very important to supplement this need. Super C plays a strong role in immune and circulatory functions, helps strengthen connective tissues, and promotes overall health. I also love to make veggie caps for the nose. Hourly in a veggie capsule, you can combine 10 drops of Thieves Vitality, 8 drops oregano Vitality, and 2 drops of frankincense vitality. Take this with a 2-ounce packet of Nixia to avoid burping up the oregano. And you can do that hourly. These bombs have been one of our secret weapons combined with bone broth and rest. If you don't have the capsules or want to add the drops, Inner Defense is also a really good one. It has clove, lemon, eucalyptus, rosemary, and cinnamon in it. And you can take these like every hour too. Sometimes I take 3 or 4 at a time throughout the day, just to kind of get back on track. If I'm feeling a little tickle in my throat or coughing or stuffy nose, anything like that, you can start taking those. And you can take it like 1 at night, just kind of just if people around the house are sick or you're around people that are sick, just to kind of ward that off. Take Life 9 at night before bed to get probiotics in your system. They come in this bottle. I keep it in the fridge. So you just take 1 at night. And then suck on Thieves cough drops if your throat is sore. And you can gargle the Thieves mouthwash to get all the goodness and kind of clear all that crap out of your throat. My daughter it's kind of funny. She's the one that goes through all our Thieves mouthwash. It's just, I can't keep it in the house. I'm like, okay. It's funny what your teenagers use. You never know. And there's also, you can do Detox Baths, 2 cups of peroxide, baking soda, and Epsom salts. You can use 2 to 4 cups of each in a detox bath. And another thing I like to keep on hand is activated charcoal. How many of you have ever used activated charcoal? No? This, I keep it on hand, especially around fair. I know they spray the fairgrounds with lots of chemicals before the fair, and I either take a couple orally or I put 10 to 20 of these in my pocket for when I'm walking around the fair. It helps pull the toxins out of your body. So when you get sick, you can take a couple internally, and then after like a half hour, take a detox bath, and it helps pull it all out of your system. So I've had to do this with Lucas, like kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade. About 3 to 4 weeks into school is when they start to get sick. And he would always start running a temperature. He would never throw up or anything else. He would just run a temperature for like 2-3 days. But after I would give him 2 of these and then wait a half hour and give him a detox bath, the next morning he would be fine. It was amazing. But that's when they close up all the windows in the school. And all those toxins are inside, like all the chemicals they use, everything. So I could not the difference that made, because that's when they're getting sick now. I mean, 3 to 4 weeks into school. It's amazing. All right. And number 5, we all know this: wash hands more frequently and use hand sanitizer. Just don't use the hand sanitizer that's out there that is placed everywhere. Use the Thieves hand sanitizer.
Yep.
That's very important, because if you use the other hand sanitizer, you're just adding more chemicals and stuff for your body to fight off. I mean, it's just more chemicals. According to the CDC, hand washing reduces your chances of getting diarrhea, respiratory illness, and gastrointestinal illnesses. Your eyes and mouth are places where viruses can easily enter your body. Number 6, avoid blue light and screens. They tax the brain, which is the control center for the immune system. Yes, this means computer screens, tablet screens, and cell phones. So that's very important. I don't know how many of us sit and look at our phones or when we're sick. I know when I have a migraine, I'll have the TV on, but I won't look at it. I'll listen to it. But if you avoid looking at it, it helps your brain, which is amazing. So number 7, rest a lot. The body heals when you sleep. When you close your eyes and fall asleep, your brain can attend to other issues within the body. It can encourage tissue growth to repair blood vessels. It can make more white blood cells to attack viruses and bacteria that hinder the healing process. When you sleep, there are less demands made on your heart. Your blood pressure will drop and your heart will get a break. Sleep also causes the body to release hormones that can slow breathing and relax muscles. This reduces inflammation and assists with healing. Number 8, hydrate more than you think you need to, at least half your body weight in ounces per day. For example, a 160-pound woman should drink 80 ounces of water daily. Sip it through a straw if that is hard for you, or add the Young Living Vitality Drops, which flavor the water and give you electrolytes. Number 9, up your use of oils and natural remedies significantly. Get thieves oil going in a diffuser in the room and get it on your feet and spine. You can use the raindrop oils as a mini rain drop. Feathering the 9 oils into the spine, or simply VitaFlex the feet with the raindrop oils. I do it at least 2 to 3 times daily. Make the veggie caps I mentioned earlier, supplements. Of all the things I've done, I've seen the biggest turnaround with hourly capsules. Number 10, strike early. Start everything the moment you see a fever, a few sneezes, or malaise. If you wait until you're 2 to 3 days into it, it's going to take longer to work. Nip it when the cold or flu is small and before it has multiplied throughout the body. And number 11, this is the detox bath. Take a 20-minute Epsom salts bath, but I'd recommend the peroxide, Epsom salt, and baking soda. At least 2 cups of each, and you can work your way up to 4 cups. Taking a detox bath is soothing to the body and pulls yuck out through the skin. Make the water as hot as you can stand. And then you can add 10 to 20 drops of your favorite oil. Like for respiratory issues, you could add Melrose, RC, eucalyptus, Breathe Again.
Raven.
Raven be a good one too. Any of those oils. Needless to say, pray and give the healing to the Lord. He knows exactly what you need to do to make it well. That list may seem long, but as you use it more and more often, you'll get faster at it. You'll keep things on hand to speed yourself up, like frozen bone broth, backup supplements in your cabinets, and extra Epsom salt on your bathroom shelves. So just kind of stock up on those things so you have them on hand for when you need them. So. And the best way to get the supplements is through the subscribe and save. I know they've changed the website a little bit. So if you put it on subscribe and save, it's like monthly. You can either do it monthly, every 2 months, or every 3 months. I think it is. And then you get the discount too, the 24% off and the loyalty points back. So that's the best bang for your buck, is do it on subscribe and save. And I also have the Zyto Balance. So if you guys ever want to scan, do something like that to kind of see where you're at, it kind of checks your digestive system, your immune system, your sleep, all the different things, and kind of shows where you're at and the different things that will help balance that out. So, all right. So I think that's it. So Dawn, what did you like about what we talked about?
I think just all the different ideas that you had. The bone broth, I couldn't hear you very good with the recipe for that. So I don't know if you could post it someplace.
I'll repeat it and I'll post it too. I'll post it in the group. The Living
That would be good.
Yeah, it is. Let me see. You put the bones in an Instapot or crock pot. Instapot for 2 hours. crock pot for 12 with filtered water, a tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar, and then a tablespoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper per gallon of water.
Okay.
And I just did this on Sunday, worked great. Took me 2 hours in my Instapot or Foodie that I have. And I've been drinking it all week.
Mhm.
It tastes good.
Really?
I never tried it with the apple cider vinegar before. I never knew to add that. So I thought,
Okay. So you don't add any carrots or veggies or anything extra?
you can add veggies. You can definitely
Okay.
add carrots, celery, whatever you have on hand for veggies. You can bone broth and veggies. That would work too. Just
Is
don't
it just
add
me
things-
or can I not hear you?
Yeah, it kind of comes and goes.
Okay.
I know sometimes I have issues on Zoom. I'm not sure why. I might have to figure out a different way to do it. Thank you for that feedback, though. I appreciate that. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I can.
Yeah. There
Seems like
is oh, go ahead. So there is a respiratory viral thing going on out there that my husband had it here a couple weeks ago. And he was nervous enough, having our daughter here after major surgery, he was nervous enough and felt rotten enough that he actually did a phone call with the doctor and then went and had a COVID test because he just didn't know. And it kind of makes you, and the doctor even said it's making a lot of people think they have COVID. And I know one of the local doctors that have had the same thing. They test negative with COVID and they get over it, but it takes, you know, a good 5 some days, and then they have all the respiratory, you know, junk in their throat and they kind of run a fever. And
Yeah.
so there's that floating around. So a lot of this would help with that. You know, especially the dairy has never been good for phlegm in the first place.
No. Some people
Yes.
don't realize that. Some people don't realize that milk is not a good thing to have when you have a respiratory illness going on.
Right.
Good point.
So, yeah, and I don't know, I guess I didn't have half of this stuff, nor would I would have had to like force him to do it, but some of this other stuff I need to get because I want to have that on. Not that I get sick, but then like I've had influenza before. And I was lucky enough that the only thing I got out of it was the cough that was really annoying and didn't let me sleep, but that sort of thing. So this would be good. What was the recipe or what was everybody using to kind of combat COVID symptoms though? Or the potential of COVID? Did you guys have ideas?
I was actually in Florida. No, not Texas. I was in Texas this summer. And the friends we were staying with actually got COVID while we were there.
Okay.
And Jeff and I never got COVID. No symptoms, nothing. And
Because you use this.
what we were doing was inner defense. We were taking 1 or 2 of these a day.
Okay.
We were taking the vitamin C, the Life 9, the vitamin D, pretty much all of these things, just prophylactically.
Okay. Inner defense, like vitamin D and super C. Okay. Because I know that some people were talking about it, like, through the websites on Young Living. And did somebody add vitamin B in there or something B complex maybe?
I take Super B too.
Super B?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's another good one to take. It helps give you energy too. It does help with
Yeah.
energy.
Not that I'm now that I'm not at the hospital, I'm not working, it's like, I don't get too excited, but I don't get real excited about it anyway.
I know. My mom used
Well-
to be the same way. It's like when you're a nurse, you're just around it. You don't stress about it.
No, a lot of that, yeah, a lot of the stuff that we did, I never got excited over.
It seems like the more you stress about it, the more likely you are to get it. Because just the stress,
Exactly.
worrying about it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And another thing
Yeah,
is to keep your even throughout this last year, I've had more migraines.
Mhm.
And I think it's the stress level. I mean, it's like everybody's been more stressed this last year than for a long
Oh.
time. I mean, and it makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Makes a difference. So
Yeah.
to do everything you can to keep your stress levels down. One thing you can do is shut the news off. Don't watch the news.
Mhm.
If people send you videos to watch, whatever, don't watch them.
Don't watch them. Yeah, don't watch the news, don't watch the videos.
You know,
Just,
it's
you
one
know.
thing. It's one thing to stay informed about what's going on,
Yeah.
and it's another thing to obsess about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So shut the news off. Go for walks. Unplug from your phone, computer. Even just a 10-minute walk by yourself. It helps bring the stress down. Just getting out of your house, just doing something for yourself.
Last Sunday was wonderful after we got done dealing with family all weekend, and we went and took our boat out on the lake for the first time. Oh, that was so nice. It was like I came home, had a sandwich, took a shower, and I think I slept better than I ever have. But as far as like being freaked out over COVID, when we were in Minneapolis for 10 days with Heather, there was no mask mandate on anything, very rarely, if on anything. And the only place we wore one was in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I guess knock on wood, but we never contracted it. So I don't know. Thankfully. But so yes, I need to buy up some of these things.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be prepared. I mean, I even sent some with my college son to college because I was like, just take this, have it on hand. So when you
Right.
call and you have an issue, there's something that I can do.
Right.
If you have nothing, there's not much I can do.
Right. For sure. And most of these, I would like to give some of these to my daughter, but I got to look over the labels to make sure that there's nothing in there that's going to mess with her warfarin.
Oh yeah.
She's on warfarin for the rest of her life. So
Yeah, I have a supplement book. Just a second. Let me see if I can find it. It lists all the supplements and if you're on blood thinners, what you can take and what you can. So let me look for that real quick. I will
Okay.
be right back.
all right.
Yeah, I was glad to hear that you said that there's a bug or something going around because I've
Right.
noticed, I teach and all the kids right now are all sniffing and
Mhm.
snuffing and coughing. And
Right.
it's like, I know they can't all be having COVID, and I know a lot
Right.
of kids have been like out until they test, positive or
Right.
negative, and then they can come back. But it's just been crazy how much of that is going on right now. In the last, I'd say 10 days, it's just been really bad.
Yep, and that's how he was too. And he works in High Life. He works for High Life in Wyndham, and he, picks up God knows what. But yeah, he was running a fever, and he had a runny nose, and he had all the congestion and the yuck, and it's like, good grief, but he's over that. But yeah, even when the doctor was like, herself was like, oh my goodness, what have I got? But yeah, it's out there. So now you know what your kids have got.
That seems to be,
So.
the numbers are going up in Clayton. They had to wear masks again today.
Oh,
So if they're above 3% or whatever. Yeah, this is the book I was talking about. It's supplements. It's a
Okay.
supplement desk reference, and it
Okay.
lists all the supplements that may interact with blood thinners.
Okay,
So it's like there's 5: Agiles, Cardio Guys, Comfort Tone, Mind Wise, and Omega Guys or Guys.
Okay.
I'm not sure which way to say it. So there's only 5 of them. None of the ones that we went through.
okay,
So yeah, this is a handy book to have. It lists like all the allergens,
that would be good. Yeah,
all the supplements. I just got it off
Mhm.
Amazon. So
okay. Is
It-
this, so this is Jen Sullivan's book.
yeah,
Okay, and you got it off of Amazon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, supplements. Okay.
helpful. It lists different protocols. So what else? It has joint and mobility protocol, horse health.
Yeah, there we go.
I know. I figure that's for Doris. Immune system support protocol, hormones, thyroid support, adrenal support. Got a lot of
Okay.
things in here. So, and then it lists each supplement and talks about
Okay,
what it does. So it's very helpful.
that's good. Well, at least I know none of these are going to be a problem, so that's good.
Yes, I know. It's a
We're having we're struggling the way it is to get her level where it's supposed to be, so,
oh shoot. So
yeah, it's just,
is she still living with you?
no, she went back to her house now. I think she's been back to her apartment 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay.
But I go in and do stuff because she's not allowed to lift more. She has to lift less than 10 pounds for 6 weeks, less than 20 pounds for 6 weeks. So she's can't do any like vacuuming and, like she can do some of her dishes, but not all of them. And then it makes it difficult if she's got to reach up. She can wash her own hair and all that stuff, but something stuffing it up in the cupboard and laundry and that sort of thing. So yeah, she's back at home though, thank goodness.
Good.
So are you planning on getting together on Saturday?
The next time we're gonna do that is the 16th of October.
Okay,
That'll be the next time, but Tuesday nights, we're gonna do the Zooms, and every third
Okay.
Saturday, I'll have something here, just a coffee and chat day. Next time, I think it's gonna be about fearless, just kind of playing with your oils, how to play with your oils. And just how to just get used to using them, make it a habit, thing like that.
right.
So Chris, what did you like about tonight? What we talked about?
It was kind of interesting that you were talking about sugar, and I know you've been on the different diets before where you've cut it out, like really cut it out.
Yeah.
Because I was just recently looking at a no added sugar diet because of inflammation and trying to get that out of your diet, inflammation, and then also like just having better weight control and like just a healthier diet. So it was just kind of interesting that you talked about that.
It's amazing how much sugar can cause problems.
Well, and how it's in absolutely everything, and like things that you would never suspect or never think that they should put sugar in, and it's in there. So it's just kind of interesting how big company has manipulated a lot of what we're eating and thus how our health is.
The one that shocked me was spices. How many spices have sugar in them?
Mm,
When I went out to eat, I used to have to ask that if any of the spices they used had sugar in them.
wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's so
I
fun
never
to
thought
order.
And
I
then of
always
course
felt-
Jeff would give you a heck.
Yeah, I always felt so bad for the waitress. I'd be like, before I would order, I would apologize. I'd be like, I'm so sorry. But is there sugar in anything? Because is there
Right.
dairy in anything? But yeah, you get
Well, and
creative.
too, yeah, like dairy has been something that I've reluctantly at first started to cut out, but then realized how honestly how sensitive I was to it, and then like how much that has helped. It has helped a ton with my digestive system. And then like when I think, oh, it's just a little bit of cheese, I'll just not, not worry about it because it's already on your salad or it's already in something. And then you're like, ooh, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
Pay the price.
Exactly.
So is it all the, like with milk, when they process it or pasteurize it, is that what's bringing out the enzymes for folks that are having digestive issues?
It depends. I don't think it helps that when they process milk, they take it all apart and they put it all back together.
Put it back together.
Yeah, they
Okay.
like homogenize it because cow
Yeah.
milk isn't naturally homogenized.
No.
And basically, they take it apart and they put it all back together. And I don't.
Chris, yeah. I don't know either. Chris, have you ever drank cow's milk right from the bulk tank? On a dairy farm?
No, I haven't.
I'm just curious.
Well, and I kind of think that maybe I am just sensitive. But it's gotten more pronounced as I've gotten older.
Mhm.
But like my son is a lot more sensitive. I mean, he's always been sensitive, doesn't stop him a lot of the times, but so I wonder if it just doesn't maybe run in our family a little bit.
Mhm.
But maybe it is just that it's the way the milk's processed and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is that most people, you don't need milk after your baby. I mean, you can be fed breast milk or whatever. Because you look at animals, they're not fed milk their whole lives. They only drink milk for a short period of time.
True.
So
That's
we
true.
don't need to have milk in our diet. We were just programmed to think that we need milk in our diet.
Okay. Yeah.
through marketing. So we can get
Marketing.
calcium in lots of different ways. through food.
Right.
So it's not necessary.
True.
But the thing is, dairy, it's in bread and all kinds of baked goods and
Mhm.
cheese and everything. And you find it everywhere.
Mhm. Yeah, you do. You can't have pudding without milk unless you use goat.
No.
You can't make pudding without milk.
I have been using oat milk, and I really like that because it's not super sugary like the almond stuff can be. And it actually, you can cook with it because we've made pudding with the oat milk, and it actually works just fine. And it's like so far the closest thing I've found to milk, but I have not tried rice milk yet. So I don't know, that might be a good one too. I just don't know.
Yeah, right. It's interesting. I have a cousin where his child could not drink. They tried everything under the sun. She ended up drinking goat milk as a baby. That was the only thing that kid could drink.
Yeah.
Didn't hurt her a bit.
My kids did really well on goat milk.
Sure.
They were all raised on it, except Jacob, not till he was like a year and a half. But
Okay.
the rest of them went right from breast milk to goat milk.
Goat milk. Nothing wrong with that. And they probably don't have an allergy to be had either.
They are the healthiest ones.
Good.
Yeah. They are doing very well.
Yeah.
I think that's why Jacob's a little short, but we won't tell him.
It'd be.
Oh, well. Well, thank you guys for coming on tonight.
Sure.
It was great meeting all of you, having a little drink, chatting. Is there any other questions you guys have?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, thanks for the information, Eunice.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you guys have a great night.
You too.
Thanks, Eunice.
And I'll post that bone broth recipe and I'll post the veggie cap one in the Living Life Restored group. So you have that.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
All
Sounds
right. You
good.
guys
Thank you.
Guys have a good
Yep,
night.
thanks.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.